Tankers, for those who are new to the game, you might want to learn more about the complicated game mechanics by looking at official videos and wiki. But some of you might find the video even more annoying to follow. Or you simply want a crash course. Well, here's the remedy. In this brand new series, BlitzTips, we will explain the game mechanisms as simple as possible. And this time's topic is shell type. Let's get started. So far, there are 5 shell types in the game, namely Armor Piercing Composite Rigid, High Explosive Anti-Tank, High Explosive, and High Explosive Squash Head Shell. To facilitate comparison, we suppose the scenario mentioned all happened in the same gun. Figures or calculations are avoided for better understanding. Being the most common shell available, the AP shell has a balanced stats. It has both average damage and penetration value. As it pierces the armor with kinetic energy, the value of penetration decreases over distance. It can travel through multiple obstacles, but again, objects will further decrease the value. For the APCR shell, it's like AP on steroid, with both advantages and disadvantages. The special design allows it to punch through more armor, and it travels even faster than the AP shell. But this comes with a cost. It loses penetration value greatly over distance, but don't worry, as the maps in Blitz are generally smaller, you won't have a hard time with this problem. Both AP and APCR are subjected to normalization, but what does this mean? To understand this, we need to first know what is relative armor and ricochet. Basically, relative armor is the value of armor thickness combining with the effect of angling. The larger the incident angle, the larger the relative armor thickness. First, harder for the shells to go through. Ricochet refers to the shell bouncing off the surface due to insufficient penetration value. This can be shown by the red texture on your opponent's vehicle. And to relieve these problems, some engineers gave the shell a streamlined shape to allow them to shift certain degree. This means there is a thinner relative armor to penetrate. The AP shell has a normalization of 5 degrees, while APCR has only 2. In other words, AP is better in dealing with sloped armor. Heat, or High Explosive Anti-Tank shell, deals damage by the high-velocity metal jet by the shaped charge upon impact. This implies that the shell will not lose any penetration power when traveling to the target. In addition, it possesses higher penetration value than AP. All these sound nice, but unfortunately, everything comes with a price. There is no normalization for this kind of shell, meaning the projectile has to shed the whole armor at the given impact angle. As the shell is detonated at contact, it inevitably will be a tough task for it to handle tracked or spaced armor. The pre-detonation also indicates it cannot go through any obstacles. The shell will disappear after the object is gone. Like the heat, high explosive shells are also filled with bursting charge and thus cannot pass through objects. The only difference is that the area of effect is no longer a point. Instead, the shell damages the enemies in a given splash radius upon hitting objects, meaning there is less penetration power. In terms of damage, it can pack a mean punch, dishing out more damage than all other shells. But this only holds true when it strikes through the armor. Damage will decrease vastly when the shell blasted externally. This can be shown by the yellow texture on enemy vehicles. This kind of shell also has high chance of damaging enemies' modules. HE is basically HE with high penetration, featured in most British high-tier vehicles such as the FV215B183 and the FV4202. Time for some important principles. Both AP and APCR include 2 rules, namely 2 calibers rule and 3 calibers rule. The 2 calibers rule states that when the caliber of the shell is more than twice of the armor thickness, it receives a bonus normalization angle. Basically, it means the larger the caliber, the better it is. And the 3 calibers rule, it says that when a gun's caliber is more than 3 times of the armor, it guarantees a penetration, neglecting any other constraints. Now you might wonder what are the constraints mentioned. In the game, a maximum value of impact angle is defined. Beyond certain degree, the shell will directly bounce off the armor in any condition, unless 3 calibers rule bring into action. For AP and APCR, the maximum angle is 70 degrees, and for hit, it will be 85 degrees. No ricochet will occur in HE or HISH. One more thing, APCRN hit is commonly placed as a kind of premium shell or gold ammo as the players call it. To prevent brimming of this high penetration shell, there is 15% reduction in damage for these shells. So, as long as you can penetrate the armor, use AP to cause the highest possible damage. I hope you will have further understanding of the game mechanics after watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe. The next video will be about shell usage. See you around, tankers!